It was a disappointing performance. It was a truly disappointing performance. We lost. Well, we didn't lose. We went out winning 1-0. Honestly, we should have done better. We should have done better. Um, it's kind of disappointing, honestly. It's actually kind of disappointing because at the end of the thing, at the end of the game, we created a lot of chances. We created, not this game, but in the first game, we created a lot of chances, enough chances to really put it to bed. We didn't. So we only have really ourselves to blame. Today, our defense I thought was just exceptionally good. Like I thought, Lucas Hernandez was superb. Boateng was great as well. Davis, a little bit here and there, honestly, and Pavard was okay, not like amazing or anything, but okay. Obviously, he played Mbappe on when the referee wrongfully. The referee today was shocking, if I'm being completely honest. Like, not just for us or not just for them, but he was shocking for both sides. Like the referee and his team. Obviously, I'm just not just singling out the referee, but the linesman too. I thought they were all shocking. You know, that Mbappe getting that chance and then the linesman putting up this flag. That's just embarrassing. Honestly, that's embarrassing, especially with VAR that you do that. Obviously, we got lucky with that, but that's embarrassing. That should not happen in a professional football game. As you all know, I don't like talking about referees because ultimately, you know, it's up to the players to decide. But when when the rules have changed to the point where you have VAR, you have an assistant, you have a video assistant, and you still fuck it up, that's when it becomes shocking, honestly. And then you had the chance with. Not the chance, but you had the moment in the second half where Navas, I don't know who he fouls, but he fouls somebody from, you know, PSG. He fouls some PSG player, and the referee's like, oh, Müller fouled him. Like, bro, do you even have eyes in the back of your head? Well, not in the back of your head, but like, do you have eyes in the front of your head? Because it seemed like you had them in the back of your head, honestly, the way he was refereeing today, and his team was refereeing today. Look, I'm not gonna talk too long because ultimately I'm actually struggling to stand up right now to make this video. My ears are both fucked, honestly. I don't know why, but like last week they've really gotten just fucked, and it's difficult for me to just stand up. I'm like all dizzy and everything, you know, center of gravity is gone and all that, equilibrium fucked, and you know, so on and so forth. But which is actually why you see me leaning right now to kind of stand up, and I'm recording on my phone, and that's why there won't be a stream today. We'll try and do one tomorrow, hopefully. I don't want to talk about certain players too much, but one player has to be addressed. Two players have to be addressed, honestly. Actually, no, five players have to be addressed, damn it. 5 players we have to talk about in a lot more depth right now. The first one is negatively, Leroy Sané. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. In the first leg, I was like, there's no way he's going to have another bad game like this. There is just no way. There is absolutely no chance that he's going to perform this, you know, that as badly as he did in the first leg. So I was like, okay, it happens. One bad performance, okay, whatever. He's going to turn up in this game. He was almost worse. He was almost, like, there was a glimpse of, like, you know, of, like, 2 actions all game where I was like, okay, Sané. And the rest of the time I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's so frustrating. It is. Should he have gotten a number 10 shirt? That's obviously the question I'm having. Should he have gotten a number 10 shirt? Because that performance today was no bueno. Absolutely no bueno. Like, I don't want to talk too much about Sané because if I do, it would start turning into rage, and I don't want to start raging and hating on a player. But my goodness, those 2 performances, like today's was just dreadful. Last time it was just awful. Now it's dreadful. Like what is going on? The 2 most important games of the season, right? And you're performing like this. Usually I give him the benefit of the doubt when he's playing bad because it's in the snow. Usually he plays bad in the snow. There is no excuse for that this time. I know it's a silly excuse, but at least it is an excuse. You know? But my goodness, so that was just shambolic. Absolutely shambolic. Next person that we have to talk about, and that is Kingsley Coman. Oh, Coman. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think of him anymore, I'll be honest. I've always said he does everything right except the final ball. And then this season, at the beginning of this season, he really turned it around. I was like, whoa. He's actually being smart with his passes. He's actually looking up and not just mindlessly crossing into the box. And then today happened. I'm like, bro, you've just reverted back. When the chips are down, I guess you can't change your character. I guess you can't change that much as a player. You still beat your man and then cross it into Rosette. It's like, bro, What is going on? Look up. Look up and play a good pass, a good cross. It doesn't have to be a world-class pass or cross. Just a decent one, so like someone can get at the end of it. It's disappointing, right? Both our wingers today, exceptionally disappointing. Musiala should have come on a lot sooner. The frustrating part was at the end of the game with Sane, and just to go back to Sane, he tries to lay it. He tries to like cross it into I guess Chouameni, or I guess no, it was actually Müller. I think he tried to like cross it to Müller. It's like it's not going anywhere, bro. Anywhere. Musiala was he was running into the box. He was right next to you. Open space. You just pass it backwards, and he has a free shot on goal. Not a free shot, but he has a shot on goal. And then you oh, it's ridiculous. It is actually ridiculous. Like just seeing that is quite ridiculous, I must admit. It is just no good. It's not good enough. It's just simply not good enough, and that's just the fact of life. So it is what it is. Ultimately, it is what it is. Wasteful, extremely wasteful. Well, then let's talk about some good players. Lucas Hernandez. Oh my goodness, Lucas Hernandez with a performance that it's actually kind of funny. As good as a team we are, we never really have like individual good defensive performances. This was one of those. This was good, like it was truly like a great defensive performance, right? This is what it was. Yes, PSG still had their chances, but that's because PSG, they'll always have their chances, all right? But Lucas Hernandez today, my jolly goodness. I actually liked what I saw from the first half because he didn't have that much defending to do in the first half. But what I liked seeing was his passing, which is usually the big criticism of him, that like his passing is quite shambolic. Not shambolic, but it's not like on the same level as say an Alaba or a Boateng. That's always a big criticism why he doesn't play as a centre back. But today his passing was very strong. His passing to Sane, I think he like attempted like 6 or 7 like long passes to Sane, and it worked every single time. It was absolutely magnificent. And then in the second half, when his defending was needed, 1-on-1, a lot of times like I can't even show it because but like he was just very good. It was just a very solid, amazing defensive performance. Honestly, a lot of people have doubts about him. A lot of people, are doubting him because of the price tag and everything. Today, you can't justify that price tag because at the end of the day, it's a high price, so you can't really play to earn that price, but you can play to earn your starting role. That's the way I always look at every single player. That like the price tag is obviously it's not on you, but at the end of the day, you can play if you play to earn your spot in the squad. If you play to earn your first team, to show that you're a valuable member of the squad, then that's more than enough, and he very much proved that today. So that's amazing. Next person I want to talk about is Neuer. Fuego. Look, last game, very much in a similar vein to what I thought with Sane, is that okay? That was one bad performance of the season. Coolio, it is what it is. Neuer's not gonna have a bad performance like that again. With Sane, I was wrong. With Neuer, I'm always right. Because Neuer, goalkeepers, Neuer, just the best of all time. It's easy. I'm not saying that just because of this performance today, because he was superb, but I'm saying that in general. Like, I don't know who can really doubt. I know people doubt him that don't watch him. Granted, okay, so on and so forth. I don't care. I don't care about those people. If you don't watch him, if you have no knowledge, then you're not qualified to make an opinion. It's very much that simple, honestly. But Neuer saving our ace again, multiple times in this game. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. It's frustrating though. It's very much frustrating because the next player I'm going to talk about is Musiala, and he's a player that should have come on second half. The second flick saw how Sane and Coleman performed. Sane especially again. He should have been like, okay, Sane, you're going off. Musiala is coming on. I would have tried, Musiala, 18 years old? I would have trusted an 18-year-old Musiala over Sane any time of the week. With that performance or that lack of performance from a certain Leroy. I don't want to talk too much. Again, I don't want to talk too much about him because at the end of the day, the season is now over. The season is now over. Like, the season is now well and truly over. I'm now thinking about, what can I do for the summer? Like, what kind of videos can I do for the summer? I've got a few videos planned. I've got a few actually special topics planned because I want to talk about tactics a lot more on this channel. But those videos will require a lot of time. But I'm actually quite interested in that. So there might be a few things that you'll see from me in the future on the channel. With now the season being over, I know the Bundesliga is still to play for. But how many points are we ahead? 7 points ahead. We need I think 10 more points, and we've won out of like 9 games. It's basically over. Like, it's basically over. All right. So the season as a whole is over. Out in the DFB Pokal early, out in the Champions League relatively early, and Bundesliga we are winning, but that's not much of a surprise if I'm being completely honest, just based on our squad. So as frustrating as it may be, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're out. We are out, and that's just the way it is to be. I'm quite intrigued now to see the other legs. How frustrating would it be if Dortmund make it all the way? Ooh, no, my God, I can't. That isn't. Look, there were 2 things that I couldn't take. All right. One is if Draxler scored against us. If Draxler scored against us, I probably would have deleted the YouTube channel, and you would never see me. I would have deleted YouTube. I would have deleted Twitter. I would have deleted the Instagram that I don't even use, and I would be gone forever. You'd never see me again if Draxler had scored. Right? That's just a fact of life. Because if he scores, then we are a banter club. Then we're not a real football club. We're a banter club. Because if Draxler scores against you any time, then that just means that you're not a football club. That's just. I'm sorry. It's just a rule. It's an unspoken rule, but it is a rule nonetheless. And the second thing is if Dortmund win the Champions League, then I'm like, whoa, like come on, bro. Like this Dortmund win, ooh, imagine that. The thing is about this Dortmund team though is that like I can actually see them. As stupid as it sounds, I can actually see them do it. The defense is as bad, or even maybe I wouldn't say worse than ours. It's as bad as ours, right? But at least they still have a fit striker. Like, so they don't have the quality of individual players, but they have a fit striker. And this game really proves that, you know, strikers change the game. Choupo-Moting really proving in this game, in this tie actually, how good he is. So, not good, but how clinical. Like there's a lot of things that obviously he is not excellent at. But when it comes to, it's actually kind of funny. Because when we still thought that, you know, when Gnabry was still healthy, I guess, when he's still there, I thought, you know, there was this debate going on who should play, Choupo-Moting or Gnabry, and I said I think Choupo-Moting should play because he offers an aerial threat. The 2 goals that he scored were an aerial threat, were from the air. So, last but not least, this is the last Champions League game, at least at Bayern, for Alaba, for Boateng, and most likely for Javi too. So truly, this was the end of. You could honestly say this was the end of the 2013 era. You could really say that. Now this was like the final game of the final. I know there's still some players left. Obviously, you've got the likes of Müller and Neuer, but when you really think about it, like when 3 of the 5 players that you have in your team, I think 3 of the 5, unless I'm missing someone, but when 3 of the 5 players from the 2013 treble-winning era, the best team of Bayern I've ever seen, honestly. Ever seen. That's a weird thing to say because I've obviously watched replays and full replays of like the previous Bayern winning teams, but I would still say that the 2013 team is still the best Bayern team of all time by a large margin. But that era is now over. Like, that era is now over. Like, you've obviously still got remnants in Neuer and Müller, who still prove their class. Boateng actually today really proved his class too. But yeah, it's over. It's kind of, it hasn't really sunk in yet, but that era is over, and that is a strange thing. It's a really strange year. I'm not even that like pissed about like the loss or anything, or like sad about the loss. If I mean, like, not the loss, but like going out. When I say loss, I mean going out, because it feels like a loss. I know we won, but it feels like a loss. But it's just this like this squad. Like usually, like I know Boateng has been injured a lot. I know Javi hasn't really played much, and I know Alaba, you know, basically played it everywhere and nowhere at the same time. But like when I think back of like I'd say my most active. Let's leave it at active. My most active period as a Bayern fan, and that's just because I was writing about Bayern, and then I was making videos about Bayern, or obviously on YouTube, and how active I was on Twitter. It was always with these players in the team. It was always with these players in the squad, and now 3 of those are no more. So it's kind of like the end of an era almost. I know you could say it was the end of the era with Robin and Ribery leaving and Lam and so on and so forth, but it's not the final nail in the coffin, but it really is sinking in that, yeah, you know what? Those times, that was nearly a decade ago, and now it's a new generation. And we got to give those new generation time. Again, with Sane and Coman, I'm frustrated right now. And honestly, I'm trying to not be, not say things that will haunt me a year down the line. But if they are to remain as like Bayern players, not Bayern players, but if they were, it's still very young in their career, right? And they're well, young in their career. They're both very young, and they still have a long career ahead of them. And in the case of Sane, he still has a long Bayern career ahead of him. In the case of Coman, we don't actually know because the rumors are saying that he might leave, so on and so forth. But if they are to become, I know Gnabry is obviously not here, but if they are to become the future generation, likes of obviously Musiala as well, we've got to give them time. So like I'm trying to, as pissed as I am at them, I'm trying to like be a little bit patient here, right? That's just the way I kind of view it all. Because at the end of the day, these players, they didn't perform. Just the fact they didn't perform. But now they have to. Next time when they're in that situation, they have to. No Lewandowski, okay, but you still have to perform. If Lewandowski's on the field, he still have to perform. If no Lewandowski's on the field, they still have to perform. And that's exactly what you saw from the older players. It was kind of ridiculous. You saw that from the older players, such as Müller. They stepped up. You saw that from Choupo-Moting. Say what you want about him, but he stepped up. You saw that from Neuer. He stepped up. You saw that from Kimmich, who's not that old of an older player, but he stepped up. Alaba, he stepped up. Now, of course, I would say that Kimmich and Alaba didn't perform that great today, but they still stepped up. Our wingers, they didn't step up. You have the likes of Davis, who had an okay performance, not a great performance, not a poor performance. I think Di Maria honestly had him on toast, if I'm being completely honest. But like the few times he got forward, which wasn't much, he did solidly. And the one thing I can say about him and the Di Maria clash is that while Di Maria had him on toast, that Davis still kept trying, and that's the one thing I can give him. That like he didn't let that discourage him. He didn't let that stop him. He kept trying. He kept going for it, and that's the one positive I can take from that. Now, as I said, it's actually getting tiring standing. I will be making hopefully I can't say definitively, but hopefully we'll make a stream tomorrow and talk about this with everyone involved, obviously, so everyone can join. Probably around this time, if I'm being completely honest, but we will see. Hopefully it'll all be better, and I'll see you all then. Ooh, my goodness, we're out. Disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Because it didn't feel like we were the worst team over the 2 legs. Today, debatable, but over the 2 legs. Yeah, actually, no, it's not debatable. They were the better team. But over the 2 legs, I didn't feel we were the worst team. And that's the issue. Because then it comes back to us. And we were not good enough. And that's what it boils down to. If you're the better team and you're still going out, that's on you. If you're the better team over 2 legs as a whole and you're going out, that's on you. So that's on the team. It's just the way it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, and as always, bye.